to get the content at very low cost. So that's why I thought how cloud computing, most of the time we talk about cloud computing in the context of technology, but cloud computing is going to change the economies, the education system, the businesses, the manufacturing sector, or healthcare sector, and so on and so forth. So it is more important for us to understand the business implications of the cloud computing so that we can really do a better job as an individual or organizations and as a nation. Now let us get into the topic for today. So the emergence of new projects. Is it something really cloud computing enables any new projects? That's where the question. When I said cloud computing and project management emergence, a lot of people asked, what is the difference? Project management is project management. So it's initiation, planning, executing, monitoring, controlling, and closure. So what is the difference now? So I thought some of the things probably differ because this is a technology innovation which will probably trigger to have some of the new types of the projects. Some of the existing projects probably might also need to be tailored to suit to this cloud computing environment. So a few examples. So these emerging technologies like cloud computing have been increasing uncertainty and complexity in delivering different type of projects. Many unknowns are causing the failure of the project managers to deliver faster, better, cheaper, and steadier services. I'll just quickly run through the project mix we look at here. In the cloud computing, the services could be infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, or business process as a service. So in the public cloud, which is available from different cloud providers, whether it is Amazon or Oracle or Salesforce.com or the Rackspace and so on and so forth, where applications are available, infrastructure is available, development environment is available. So what sort of projects will emerge in this environment? Private cloud, within our own data centers, what different projects will be there? Public plus private cloud is a hybrid. Then there is a community cloud, that means some of the communities come together. Maybe the textile industry is a one community, project management is one community, or healthcare is one community. So the clouds can be created again under the community cloud. So what different types of projects will emerge? This is one dimension we can look at. So are there any different projects will emerge because of the cloud computing in this particular dimension? Just look at this matrix in slide 22. Then, so I categorize projects into multiple areas. So IT strategy and architecture projects. So that's where what all the new projects will emerge with the cloud computing. The second important thing is organizational capability have to improve. So that's where some projects, internal projects will get emerged. There might not be customer focused projects within the organizations, but internal capability improvement projects. Then there are some development, integration, and migration projects. So because of the cloud computing, the way the infrastructure is set up, the way the applications are implemented versus the way the smart data centers and engines are set up, you have to migrate the applications, or you have to integrate the public cloud and private clouds, and you have to integrate on-premise and on-demand applications. And you can develop the software as a service or multi-tenant applications. So I think there are different dynamics are there. So because of those, any projects will get emerged. Testing and validation projects, infrastructure projects, and so on and so forth. Look at here, I quickly run through slide 24. I consider even developing a cloud computing strategy for an organization is a project. And the technology architectures in an organization will change because of the cloud computing. That itself could be a small project. And what is the best cloud path? A public cloud or a private cloud or a hybrid cloud. So build a cloud pathfinder. That itself is an idea. These are all probably your internal projects or could be done with the partners. Next, slide 25, I'm talking about organizational capability improvement. So we should have the learning assets. Building those assets itself is a project. And when you're working in cloud environment, the disaster recovery and business continuity is very critical. So how you develop that particular plan itself is a project. Then cloud computing pricing models you have to develop if you are an IT services provider. So that itself you have to take up as the project, it will be 3 months or 4 months, how the pricing models will change, whether it is a transaction-based pricing or a monthly subscription-based pricing. So what is that metering, chargeback, and so on and so forth. So internal organizational capability perspective, so I have given some 15 examples here. These are all just illustrative. So there might be some, there are internal projects needs to be really looked at. So credibility and reliability analysis of a cloud platform providers, that itself is a small project. There are so many providers in the world where an organization can take up an engagement to assess all these providers itself is a 3 weeks or 5 weeks type of a project. Then contract management and revenue models. This is another small internal project could be. Then development, integration, and migration projects you look at here. So there is something like integration as a service. When I talk about the clouds, public cloud or private cloud or hybrid cloud, it's not like always you have only one. In any organizations or governments, there are a mix of these things. So still they have to talk each other. So the integration really is a very critical thing. That is itself is a different project. And then the SaaS applications development, that could be a different type of project. Migrating the existing applications from the traditional bare metal hardware to a virtualized environment in the private clouds itself is again projects. Virtualization itself is another project. So slide number 27, testing and validation plays a very vital role. So because of the cloud computing, what sort of challenges will be there when we develop applications or implement applications? So what sort of changes will be there in the testing projects? What additional attributes or parameters needs to be considered? I think that's where we need to look at what different types of projects will emerge, or the existing projects, if any changes needs to be built in. 28, the infrastructure projects, again, there are many in the cloud computing environment. So there is a virtualization of the databases is one project, virtualization of the hardware is one project, virtualization of the storage networks could be one project. Of course, you might do all these things at a time and an integrated program. So I call it as the cloud computing infrastructure transformation programs or whatever. Next is, of course, product development. There are a lot of product development vendors are there, like if it is a Salesforce, they have Post.com, which is a cloud computing application development platform. Whether it could be VMware or Oracle VM, virtualization technology they are developing. So that means there are product development projects in the cloud environment. So I think almost this is just I scribbled 43 different types of cloud-focused projects. Of course, somebody might ask, any technology innovation happens, the project probably there might be some sort of challenges will be there, impact will be there. I agree, but cloud computing has more impact than other technological innovations. That's why I think it is very important for us to understand what sort of different projects we have. Just representative, just illustrative. I'm triggering a point here. Think in our own context, any new projects will get emerge, or any existing projects will probably we need to manage differently. So that's where I want to really communicate in these slides. All right, so coming to really this cloud computing is going to impact the project management system. That is the question.